What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Random Man. DefinitelyAmazing.com. High in Brooklyn today. It's humid. So we'll be interviewing these Brooklyn kids. That's one of the Brooklyn kids.
Shit. They don't exist.
You mean to tell me you guys were here this whole damn time?
Oh yeah, man, we was out here.
We was looking for you, man.
Getting my Teddy Graham shit.
We was looking for you.
You had so many different, boroughs we couldn't tell.
Yeah, we didn't know you.
That's what it was.
We thought you was in Harlem.
That's what it was. It's your man, Random Man. It's DefinitelyAmazing.com, and this is a Lyricist Chronicles interview. Let's get into it. To the studio.
We're TNT, triumph and never tarnish. And we're definitely amazing. Are you?
DefinitelyAmazing.com, and it is another Lyricist Chronicles. Now, it's terrible because these guys are like extra fit, and like I ain't been fit since '96. So technically, I kind of look bad, but it's alright because we all from Brooklyn. We're hailing in Brooklyn. We're in the studio in Brooklyn. My man Vance, he gets the job done. But speaking of Brooklyn, the Brooklyn kids themselves, TNT, introduce yourself, fellas. I'm gonna stand back and just look pretty.
Start off. Supreme, 1/3 of the team.
Oh, my name is Scully Picasso. I'm the second, third of the team.
And Mr. Sly Spitter, 3 of 3.
Dope. So, fellas, you guys came across my site. So, my whole thing is like I get tons of videos, tons of people who want to be on the site. So it becomes one of those things where you're just like, okay, I gotta listen to this music before I even give them a reply back. But what I did do was I went through your music extensively, and I gotta admit, you guys are definitely amazing. But we're gonna get more into the words definitely amazing later.
Okay.
This is the Lyricist Chronicles, so it's all about lyricists. I'm gonna ask a question that you can either all answer together, or you guys can decide to answer individually.
Okay.
But I feel you guys are real great lyricists.
Thank you.
I would like to know, what would be your blueprint for a great lyricist?
That's a good question.
That's I like this. Blueprint for a good lyricist.
I would say we can all give.
Yeah, we can all give.
One answer, I guess, or however many. But I would say you need something to talk about. You need something to talk about, and you need a decent amount of analogies and metaphors, and you have to be like well-rounded as far as like paying attention to things of the world, in your life, like just want to compare certain things to other things, just so it can resonate with a huge body of people.
Dope. I like that.
To add on to what Scully said, you also need to know how to format your words as well. You can't just have a bunch of words that's there. You have to know how to rhyme. You have to know when to play certain settings. Your 5 W's. You have to know these things. Like, you can't just write stuff down on the paper that sounds good. It has to make sense. It has to make sense in the order and fall into place with the whole body of work.
Okay.
Like that. And I think the last thing to really top it off is you need to have an imagination.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can talk about things that you've seen, but you need to also paint pictures for people that went through things that you didn't. And it's like Scully said, you need that big body of people to resonate with you. And when we're all in the age of technology, we're in the age of learning from other people's mistakes. When you get to see other people's stories, you can also tell them for others that can't explain it themselves.
I like that. I would say, the art of storytelling has always been in the hip hop world.
Yeah.
But something else that's always been in the hip hop world, which actually made me kind of go after you guys even more, was the fact that you guys are a trio.
Yeah.
And as you guys should know, I would hope that you guys are hip hop historians.
Yeah, we are.
You know, because you gotta know your craft.
Right.
Yeah, you got to know. You got to know.
But trios are in hip hop synonymous with each other.
Yes.
Like whether it be two MCs and the DJ,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be
The hype man.
the two MCs and the hype man,
Mm-hmm.
or whether even what I love, the two MCs and the girl singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
that has been something that's been synonymous with hip hop. But I gotta ask you guys, what is it about the number 3 that resonates with hip hop? Because the number 3 is what is important in hip hop.
It's equilateral, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think three. I think three. You get more of a balance of
Yeah.
different personalities, different sounds, different visions, and I think it just works like Tribe Called Quest. You had 3 different artists that when they came together on the song was beautiful.
Yeah, you
I
got
think-
Chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 people would probably been fine, but 3 people it just like
just
you get
hits the
that
nail on the head.
that added flavor to it that
Right,
you probably wouldn't
right.
have got with 2 people.
Right, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Anything else, fellas?
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
nothing to add to that one.
I like that.
Frame set that up nice.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. If there was any video that you could have sent me, the best video to send me would be Brooklyn Kids,
Yeah.
because Brooklyn Kids hooked me, and it made me want to know more. So I gotta know, it's still like your baby. It's still like the new hot joint.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are heavily promoting it, and which you should. It is a fantastic joint.
Thank you.
I would have to say the Center Stage mixtape is a slice of warm pecan pie. It's like it's just sweet on all levels.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I want to know Brooklyn Kids, how the concept come for the track and video. I just gotta know.
That's funny.
Well, it gets real deep.
It gets really deep.
I'll start it off. So, Scully, I'll go all the way back.
Yeah.
Scully had, we was in this over in Canarsie, and we were literally just going through beats on Reason, and he played like a little piece of it, and like I heard the loop, and I was like, and I was just like, what's that? Like he just skipped it, and I was like, bruh, you just realized we just played? And he
I didn't think nothing.
he didn't think
at all.
anything, and I was
At all.
like, you need to finish that. Like, you need to finish that.
It was just the kick drum and a snare. That was it. It was real basic. It was like a 4-bar loop.
Yeah, it was like that's it.
It was
And
real
then
simple, yeah.
he finally finished it, and it came out like really dope. And then I eventually wrote to it, but like within that shaft sample itself, I had this totally different concept of like me kind of like taking over and saving the world type shit. Like it was just like it was a different feel, but like the shaft feel of it just brought me to that personality. And then it was me and Preem at the time that had wrote something to it. So I wrote what I wrote, and then Preem originally had like the Brooklyn Kids. It was like, and if you don't, we done Brooklyn. It was just like an intro.
Yeah.
Right.
And then someone that was with us was like, yo, like that should be the hook.
Right. Yeah.
And then reformulated the beat, chopped verses. Like I wrote my verse like 3 times. It was like it had to be right. Like Scully, every time I sent it to him, he was like, nah, again, do it again.
Yeah, because I can't put a Brooklyn Kids track out and it not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It was like it took a while.
I wrote
It
my
was-
verse again.
Yeah, Cream wrote his verse twice, and then he was like, and then eventually, we had so many different video concepts, man.
We really did.
Boy, especially, it's just like we have such a crazy imagination, but you know we're trying to do everything within our means.
Yeah, sometimes I have to
We have to break out the
overshadow them, but like,
Yeah.
can't do that yet. We're not there yet. We can do this though. Let's do this. It works. It could be cool, creative. It could be fun. Let's do this. And it came out amazing.
Message. Yeah, I'm loving it, guys. Guys, you know, being that you are Brooklyn natives and being that you guys are very much within the soul of Brooklyn, because the Brooklyn Kids track is just phenomenal and it hits on all the levels that you would like. This new era to hit if they're gonna do a Brooklyn Kids track.
Right.
Like if this was 1990s era and somebody was doing a song about Brooklyn, you'd want it to have that particular rawness and that particular just street feel.
Yeah.
If this is a song in the 80s and it's talking about Brooklyn, you want it to be epic in all senses of party.
Yeah.
It can't, because Brooklyn was the party joint.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have something that somebody couldn't step to, that somebody couldn't break dance to.
Right.
What made you guys gravitate towards the genre of hip hop? And I would like for you guys to answer that individually, because of the fact that I know you guys are a group, but you each have probably a different story that led you to this world of hip hop.
Well,
I'll start with you.
Yeah, man. So growing up, I was always the fat, chubby kid, always isolated.
No more.
Not no more.
No more.
I got gains. And because of that, I had like a really rough time expressing myself. So, you know, I literally just wrote everything down. And it started, I wasn't too heavy on poetry, but I started off with a little poetry. And then literally I used to just send stuff to Scully. Like, he was the only person I sent them to. And we would just talk about ideas. And eventually, you know, things just started flowing better. And I ended up, you know, really getting into pushing verses and expressing myself in different ways, different beats, you know, different emotions. And literally, it took off from there. Just me seeing how saying something could resonate with someone else, because, you know, so many people are afraid to express how they feel, and they, you know, they need someone to look up to, and they need those role models. So like, I really didn't know how much bigger than me this music stuff could have really got. Like, I was just a kid, just picking up a hobby, just finding something new to just do, because I didn't know what I wanted, and it just led to something bigger than me. And since then, seeing people's reactions to songs, seeing how people could really vibe with you off that energy, just doesn't beat anything else.
He kind of made it hard for you, man. Your story better come with an orphan coming out of a fire and all types of stuff.
Man.
Sorry, Scully.
He does that.
He made it real. Yeah, he does. He made it real. Yeah, that was a proud moment. But I got into the art of hip hop, but like, at least writing when I was around like 12, 13. I didn't really have much to talk about. I was a kid, and I just like to make the words rhyme, and the energy and the responses I got from people was just, it's like, oh man, and I was so young, and everybody was so excited to hear what I had to say, and you know, and I fed off that energy for a long time, and I would just write bars, and you know, I even spoke about guns and all that stuff, because you know, I'm a kid, I didn't know what to talk about, and it was around like the G-Unit era, so I was really heavy on punchlines, and you know, just the whole look, and just I wanted to embody what, you know, they had, and the attention they had, and they were from New York, so it was like, I felt like I was one of them. But as I got older, and I met Joe, and so I spit him, my bad.
Hey. We can get to the nitty gritty. We can start calling everybody what the names is, but I'm gonna say that never happened. Back to your story.
Yeah. But and in his writing, it was more like honest. Like more about his life, you know, like in his poetry it was more about like what was going on with him, and then like I just took from that and I was like, I can actually become an artist, you know, a well-rounded artist, and I can talk about things rather than just making these words rhyme, and I can still try to drive off that energy to people. So mixing, you know, my younger days with, you know, the honesty of the words, I was like, you know what, this can probably, you know, turn out to be something. I can see myself doing this. And then after that, I mean, I always listen to hip hop, so it was always an influence to me. But after that, the rest is history.
I like it. Dang, man,
Yes, deep. It's real deep.
For me, it started off a little different. Like me, I didn't really care for hip hop too much. Like coming out the crib, I had my older cousins, brothers, listening to hip hop, Biggie. I can't even think about all the artists you used to listen to back then. Jada Kids, like, you know, all those 1990s artists. And like me, I didn't really care because it didn't resonate with me. I'm a kid. So as I got older, I heard Kanye. Kanye West started it for me. Like, he really got me to be involved in hip hop because he came with a different approach. He didn't come from the streets and selling drugs and all that. Like, I probably indulged in that life a little bit, but it wasn't like, that's not the life I wanted to live. I wanted to live something bigger. So when I heard him, I'm like, oh, open my eyes to hip hop. I'm like, oh, hip hop not that bad. And I always did poetry as well. Like, I was a lover boy in elementary school. That was what they called me, ladies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Supreme.
But yeah, you know, so I always had a love for writing. I just didn't want to write hip hop because I didn't feel like it had a place for me. So I got older, heard Kanye, the whole G Unit era. Got to high school, I was still a little hothead boy. I didn't really, I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. I met up with these guys and they told me they plan. I'm like, I need to be a part of this. Can I be down? And like I started off, I wasn't shit. I was horrible. I probably the worst person in the group. Now, writing, helping these guys, now I'm pretty good and I'm still growing. I'm still getting better. I'm still learning. And yeah, like hip hop kind of saved me because it got me out of the life that I didn't want to live anymore. It put me on the path to a life that I can see a future now. I don't want the big house, but I want a nice house. I want family. I want a nice backyard.
What's one thing you guys would like your music to be known for?
I can answer that. I would like our music to be known for always embracing having a good time, because I feel like that's what our music does to people. Like we have countless amount of talks about this because our music doesn't sound like anyone. Like, we put it to anyone and they can't compare us. And at one point of our lives, we always thought that was a bad thing. And like constantly never getting an answer, we just realized it's like, yo, we really have our own sound.
We're in our own lane.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing because you're not in competition with anyone but yourself. So if I could say one thing about music that could like sum it up, is that it's never a bad time to have a good time. And I think that's what I want our music to represent.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now we're in the head.
I like that. I'm all about supporting. I think from the independent circuit, a lot of people don't realize that support is the thing that leads guys out of the indies, or even if they stay in the indies, it leads them to continue their careers.
Right.
So many people have ditched their careers because they didn't have enough support. So how can people show their support for your group?
Well,
It's a few ways.
it's a few ways.
For one, it's sharing the content with your friends and the people you come in contact with. Coming out to shows that we do, cause we perform. We not like these other artists that go and rap. We actually sweat. We leave everything on that stage every night whenever we perform. No matter.
Perform off energy.
It could be 3 people in the crowd. We're gonna leave that stage like it was 1,000 people in the crowd. Like, we like to give off a great deal of energy all the time, no matter what. So yeah, come to shows, share the music, follow us, become a fan.
Subscribe. They
You can
subscribe.
tweet us, like us on Facebook.
Who is TNT? Everything.
Everything. The website is whoistnt.com.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find them, fellas.
Yeah. We out
Fellas
there.
and ladies, it's not hard to find these fellas.
And we did that. We tried to make it simple for everybody.
I like it.
Now.
It is the question that can make or break your Definitely Amazing interview.
Okay. I like that.
What makes TNT definitely amazing? No, not just amazing.
Definitely.
Definitely amazing.
Definitely amazing. I mean, we a hip hop Brooklyn trio that make great music like no other, that abolish Brooklyn as a whole, and that can give you a great time when you hear our music. It's never a dull moment. You're gonna always get something new, something fresh, something creative. You're not gonna never get the same thing that you hear on the radio. You're gonna always be entertained with TNT because we are definitely amazing.
And to add on to that, we represent, we are products of our generation. So what I'm saying pretty much is that, we spend time in the hood. We rap about things that's going on in our lives. And we want to open the doors for people that just like us. That's not hood, but we there. you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, we just want people to see that whatever situation you in, you can definitely flip it. You can be who you want to be at all given times. You ain't got to front. You ain't got to put on a facade. You can just
Be you, man.
be you, man. And
Yeah.
you can talk about it, rap about it, you can draw about it, you can do anything.
You
want
can
to
work
do.
out,
You can
do everything.
express yourself through any form of anything. It ain't even got to be art. It's just anything.
As long as it makes you happy.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Anything from you? Huh?
Shit, y'all still the passion. I don't know, man.
I mean, they did that to you because you did that to the
Yeah,
man.
man. I'll take this out.
Yeah.
Take this out.
fellas, if I could just say this, fellas, for me this was dope because the personality wise fits. You know, a lot of times you get a group or you'll interview somebody and then their personality and who they are as an artist, those two things do not even come together. And I can feel genuineness with you guys. So that's what I will say. I'll consider this not only a Lyricist Chronicles interview, but a Fresh Faces interview. You guys pretty fresh and new, so I want to continue to, mark that trail for you guys. Thank you for.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm just a man doing amazing things. Once again, everybody, it's your man Random Man, rocking monkeys on my head. Rock monkeys on my head. Shout out to Rock Monkeys. Shout outs to TNT.
Yes.
Thank you.
Definitely big shout out to all of my new subscribers to the Definitely Amazing YouTube page. That's youtube.com/DA footage. And once again, it's the definitive source for all things amazing. It's your man, Random Man, DefinitelyAmazing.com. And we are
They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is. And if you don't, we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big. They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is.
You don't know who it is, man.
And
You about
if
to
you
find
don't,
out.
we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big.
I'm cruising, I'm living. Yes, I said it, it's my day. Thank the Lord above for another day. So as I proceed with my day, I analyze it for what it is. Think about the past and what I could've did. Then I had an epiphany. Today, I can really do it big, So big you had to notice it. The way it really flow, cause it hit the strip and then it went worldwide. You see the magical touch when I hit that mic. When I hit that mic, they salute me, why? Because the animosity was never in my life. So hating, hell no. TNT, let's go, we riding now.
They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is. And if you don't, we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big.
Got no time for the dialogue, unless it's financial. Time ain't cheap, nigga, I don't sleep. I'm up at night, but I can't do. Meditating my plan, hoping that my energy channel. SKU, double LI, trying to lead an example. Got no time for the dialogue. If you Babylon and carry on about this, that, who here long, the type of shit I don't care for. TNT be like C4, just waiting on detonation. Devoted and dedicated, take a trip to our imagination. Nah, this that Brooklyn trio. There's no TOs when you grind it. Putting time into you, timeless, even clocked in when you tired. Dream chasing is an understatement when you trying. Eyes red, would've thought that I was crying. Now we riding out, boy.
They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is. And if you don't, we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big. It's the S to the U to the P to the R to the E to the me. I be that nigga from the Ville. Better hide your bitch when you see me in the streets. Go get her. Don't need to sling dope to get her. Don't need to sling dope. My hustle Rambo. I'ma go hard one day, bad nigga in a Lambo. Woo!
riding dirty, top down, scream TNT and we come around. Brooklyn Kings don't need a crown, we so high can't see the ground. Junior River drives the motto, we never throwing out like boats, so hating, hell no. TNT, let's go, we riding now. They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is. And if you don't, we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big. They wanna know what clique I'm riding with. It's TNT and you know who it is. And if you don't, we them Brooklyn kids. We making moves, trying to do it big.
Yeah, this how you close the motherfucking show.
Goddamn right.
Set the stage. It's only act one. Next time, get your front row seats. We'll be back soon.
So you right there, we do what we do. Cause if not, who gonna do it?
Who gonna do it? Who the fuck is gonna do it?
We wait. We got this. We do this everywhere. Chitty chitty bang bang.